Bordeaux tends to get overlooked next to Paris and the French Riviera, but with 2 days and kids in tow, it delivers an unusual mix. There's a reflecting pool where children can paddle in front of an 18th century square, a surprisingly child-friendly interactive wine museum with a panoramic view from the 8th floor, a natural history museum with dinosaur and whale skeletons tucked inside a public park, and an immersive digital art show projected inside a genuine World War II submarine base. This video walks through a complete 48-hour itinerary. Day 1 stays in the walkable centre, covering the old town and a park with its own museum. Day 2 heads out to Bacalan for Bordeaux's 2 flagship attractions, Cité du Vin and Bassins de Lumières, which sit close enough together to cover in one outing. We will give you real timings, honest practical detail, and a workable plan for the 2 days. There is a link to a full printable version with all the prices and times in the description below, and this is completely free to download and use. If you do find this video useful, don't forget to subscribe. We are adding new destinations to our catalogue constantly, and subscribing makes sure you won't miss any new videos. Let's cover a few practicalities before we start the itinerary itself. France uses the euro, and cards are accepted almost everywhere, with contactless standard. English is common in the tourist areas, though French is the local language. For drinks, snacks, and anything you've forgotten, Monoprix and Carrefour City are the 2 chains you'll spot most often around the centre, both handy for a quick top-up between sites. Bordeaux has the largest pedestrian zone in France, so Day 1's sites are all within walking distance of each other, and you shouldn't need to think about transport at all. Day 2 is different, since Cité du Vin and Bassins de Lumières are both in the Bacalan district, north of the centre, so you'll need the TBM tram to get out there. Buy tickets through the TBM app at machines by the tram stops, or from the bus driver, and a single ticket covers an hour of travel with transfers, which is generally enough to get you between the tram stop and either attraction. Bordeaux also has Uber, Bolt, and plenty of street taxis if you'd rather skip the tram, though it's worth knowing Uber here mostly means the pricier Uber X tier rather than a budget option, so the tram is usually the better value choice for this itinerary. One more thing worth knowing about is the Bordeaux City Pass, which bundles unlimited TBM transport with entry to more than 20 attractions, including both Cité du Vin and Bassins des Lumières. It's worth comparing against paying individually, particularly for the adults in your group, since those 2 attractions plus 2 days of transport can already add up to close to the price of the pass itself. Day 1 starts at 10 AM at Place de la Bourse, right by the Miroir, the reflecting pool opposite the 18th century square. When the water's running, kids can paddle right there in front of one of Bordeaux's most photographed buildings, and it's completely free. Allow around 45 minutes. From there, it's an easy walk into the old town, past the Grosse Cloche and Cathédrale Saint-André, and along Rue Sainte-Catherine, one of the longest pedestrian shopping streets in Europe. This is free and takes about 45 minutes at a relaxed pace. By midday, head for lunch somewhere around the old town, where cafes and bistros are easy to find. In the early afternoon, it's about a 15-minute walk to Jardin Public, a free 19th century park with a playground and an old-fashioned carousel, and a good spot to let the kids run around properly after a morning of walking. Inside the same park is the Muséum de Bordeaux, Sciences et Nature, a natural history museum with dinosaur and whale skeletons, and a dedicated space for younger children. Since it's inside the park, there's no separate journey needed. It's closed on Mondays, so if your Day 1 lands on a Monday, it's worth swapping the order of your 2 days around. Allow an hour to an hour and a half inside the museum, then head back to your accommodation around 4:30 for a rest before the evening. Day 1 ends with dinner in the old town, where there's a wide choice of restaurants and no reservation usually needed outside peak summer. Save some room for a canelé afterwards, the small caramelized pastry with a soft custard centre that's become Bordeaux's signature treat. You'll find them in bakery windows all over the old town. Day 2 moves out to Bacalan. Take the tram just before 10 in the morning. From the city centre, you need to take tramline B, direct to Cité du Vin, which is a journey of around 20 minutes. Cité du Vin is an interactive wine museum covering wine history and culture from around the world, and it's genuinely engaging, even if you're not particularly into wine. Despite the theme, it is also very child-friendly. The 8th floor Belvedere gives a panoramic view over the city and the river, and adults have the option to add a glass of wine as part of their visit, while kids get grape juice or a soft drink instead. Allow around 2 to 2.5 hours. For lunch, Bacalan has casual dockside cafes and restaurants around Cité du Vin and Les Hangars, so there's no need to head back to the centre. In the early afternoon, it's about a 15-minute walk along the docks to Bassins des Lumières, which is a museum full of immersive digital art projected across the walls of a genuine World War II submarine base. The exhibition rotates through the year, so it's worth checking what's showing before you book, and last entry is an hour before closing, allowing an hour to an hour and a half. The tram and bus back to the centre takes around 20 to 25 minutes, and if you bought return tickets in the morning, then this will cover the return trip. Head back to your accommodation for a rest before the evening, then head out for a final dinner around the centre, or wherever you're staying. This is a good chance to try some of the local specialities you haven't managed yet, such as entrecôte à la bordelaise, which is a grilled steak in a red wine and shallow sauce, or fresh oysters from nearby Arcachon Bay, which are usually served simply with bread and butter. And that is 48 hours in Bordeaux with kids, covering Place de la Bourse, the Old Town, Jardin Public and its Natural History Museum, Cité du Vin, and Bassins des Lumières. The full printable version of this itinerary, with all the costs and practical tips, is available to download in the description below. If you found this video useful, please subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. New videos go up regularly, and everything is also on the website at tiredbuthappytravel.com, where you'll find written guides and more content alongside the videos. If there's anything you'd change about this itinerary, or somewhere you'd like to see us cover in a future video, leave a comment below. We read all of them, and it genuinely helps other viewers to hear about different experiences, or to benefit from some local knowledge. Happy travels, and enjoy Bordeaux.